Where do I start with Luka and the Mavs? This video is going to have levels to it because on one hand we are witnessing history in the making, and on the other, this looks a lot like deja vu. How can that be? I'll explain. First off, this is the face that you make when you pull off something that hasn't been done in the last 20 seasons. Yes, that's right. The chances of this happening were 13,884 to 1. And on December 27th, 2022, the Mavs became that one. Because when NBA teams trailed by at least 9 points with 35 or fewer seconds remaining over the last 20 seasons, they were 0 for 13,884, which makes this a literal miracle.
Shocks me about this game.
And that drew rim. It's still loose. Luka got it back. He did it. An improbable comeback by Dallas to tie it with 1 second left. It's unbelievable. It is a miracle. It's overtime. Stranger things have happened.
But there's an underlying theme to this game and basically every other game that the Mavericks have won this season, and it's one that we can easily ignore by focusing on Luka's insane numbers, but that's not going to make it go away. So today, we'll still look into the historic statistical tear that Luka has been on as of late and how he's seeming to make more history with each passing game, but we'll also dive deep into why this season that Luka is putting together so far reminds me a lot of something I've seen before, and the alarming facts about the Mavs that need to change for them to become serious title contenders. This is Topic Tackle. Let's go. What's good, people? JC3 here. Appreciate you tuning in once again to Topic Tackle, where we dive deep into the basketball world, seeing through the storylines and narratives to give you the perspective that the media doesn't venture to. So, if you're tired of shallow analysis and you want to become a deep diver, go ahead and hit subscribe and leave a like on this video. I greatly appreciate it, as always. Also, even though you may be watching this in 2023, I'm releasing this video on the final day of 2022, and just want to thank everyone for supporting this channel since I came back in late June. Much more to come in 2023. Luka became just the second player in NBA history to drop a 60-point triple-double, and the first player to drop 60, 20, and 10 in a game with his 60-point, 21 rebound, and 10 assist performance in the Mavs' overtime win against the Knicks. Now, I'm sure you've already heard a lot about this game, considering that everyone and their mama has been talking about it, even the broadcasters calling games in other NBA markets. They've been talking about it during breaks in their games. So I know there's not much more I can say that'll shock you about this, but I do want to share some eye-popping stats from this game because it'll lead into my point to come, and maybe you haven't heard of some of these yet. This was the first 60-point, 20-rebound game since Shaq in 2000. Dirk sat and watched Luka surpass his franchise record 53 points that he had against the Rockets on December 2nd, 2004. This effort from Nowitzki took him 49 minutes as opposed to Luka, who had more points, rebounds, and assists in 2 fewer minutes. This was also Luka's second 50-point game in a calendar week, as he posted the 5th highest scoring performance in Mavs history by dropping 50 at Houston on December 23rd. Luka's recent scoring barrage helped him grab 2 more spots on the Mavs' highest scoring games list, as he now owns the 1st, the 3rd, and the 5th spot. Pretty impressive, right? But we haven't even gotten to the best or the worst part, depending on how you want to look at it. If you've been around NBA YouTube, I'm sure you've heard of Game Score. This is a player evaluation metric which, given the following formula, can produce a simplified version of John Hollinger's player efficiency rating, or PER. Basically, if you want to rank the best players' all-time games based on their box score since the year 1983-84, this formula will give you an answer. And if you add up Luka's stat line against the Knicks, you get a game score of 56.3, which means that Luka just turned in the 5th greatest single game statistical performance in NBA history since 1983-84. This puts him in the top 5 club, right behind James Harden's 60-point triple-double in 2018 against the Magic, Karl Malone's 61 points on 21 of 26 from the field and 19 of 23 from the line, and 18 rebounds in 1990 against the Bucks, a game by Kobe Bryant against the Raptors in 2006 that led to this commercial.
How many olives would you like?
81.
And finally, the greatest game of all time since 1983-84, according to Game Score, Michael Jordan's 69 points on 23 of 37, that's 62.2% field goal shooting, 21 of 23, 91.3% from the line, to go along with 18 boards, 6 assists, and 4 steals in 1990 at the Cavs. Besides the team stat I shared earlier about teams being 0 for 13,884 when trailing by at least 9 points with 35 or fewer seconds remaining, this is the best individual stat to come out of this game by Luka, in my opinion. But again, this could also be the worst part of this whole thing, depending on how you see it. I'm almost to making that point. Just bear with me a little longer. I appreciate the patience. All right, let's pause for a quick shout out to Rakuten, who is not sponsoring this video, by the way. They're just the #1 option for cash back with online shopping. I use Rakuten, whether it's through the website or the app, every time I shop online, and I have a link in the description down below. Now, I'm completely transparent. This is an affiliate link. I will get credit if you go to this link, but most importantly, you will get credit, because when you spend $30, you'll get $30 back, and whatever store that you're shopping at, depending on the cash back that they're giving right now, you'll get that percentage back as well. It's legit. I've used this for years. Think about it like this. Support my channel through the link by buying whatever you want online. That's a pretty good deal, right? Let's get back to the video. After being completely gassed after this game and admitting it in the post-game interview,
I'm tired as hell.
You can rest later. You're young.
I need a recovery beer.
Luka came back after 1 day off and torched Houston again for the second time in a calendar week. Man, Houston has a problem. 35 points, 52.4% from the field, and 44.4% from three, 12 rebounds, and 13 assists. And this video is dropping during the Mavericks Spurs New Year's Eve game, so I'm sure he'll be adding to what's been one of the best closeouts to a calendar year in NBA history. Now, you've all been patient, so here's the question I pose. Why did it take the 5th greatest game of all time to beat a Knicks team without Jalen Brunson? I'll take it one step further. Why is it taking Luka having the 2nd highest usage rate in the league, which is not far behind the #1 guy whose team has been missing their 2nd or 3rd best player, however you want to rate him, in Middleton for the majority of the season? Why is it taking this amount of load to be on Luka's back for the Mavs to stay competitive? I'll take it 2 steps further. Why has it taken Luka playing the 2nd highest amount of minutes per game in the league just to help the Mavs stay a few games above 500? I'll take it 3 steps further. Why is it taking a near superhuman performance every night from the 23-year-old Luka Doncic just to help the Mavs to a 20-16 record as they try to rebound from one of the worst road records in the league at 5-11? I don't even think I have to tell you why, because all these questions are rhetorical in nature, because I think we all know the answer. The Dallas Mavericks, while they aren't the 2006 Lakers or 2007 Cavs, they aren't currently assembled to make the NBA Finals. And the fact that they even made the Western Conference Finals last season, with all due respect to Jalen Brunson and Spencer Dinwiddie, was an absolute testament to the greatness of Luka Doncic. And thus, Luka has found himself in what I like to call an NBA deja vu. Like Michael Jordan before Scottie Pippen began to come into his own in 1990-91. Like Kobe Bryant before the Lakers traded for Pau Gasol. Like LeBron James, who knew there weren't going to be any trades, so he didn't wait for him and got himself up out of Cleveland on his own terms. If or when does that moment come for Luka? As much as I'm an optimist and would rather focus on the incredible abilities that NBA players like Luka have and break down their games and how they're able to post the numbers they do, I feel like I'd be doing a disservice here if I failed to mention the obvious. So I'm sorry, Mavs fans, but I imagine you already know what I'm talking about. Because according to the Mavs record, they need every last bit of what Luka contributes to win. And perhaps this is understandable against the league's top teams, but this shouldn't be the case every night. In no way am I saying that Luka should just do less, because I'm a firm believer in doing whatever it takes to win when you're on the court. This is more of a collective message I believe that a lot of us share that is directed to the Mavs. When are you gonna make that move that gets your team another shot creator and solid defender around Luka? And that's what I want to know in the comments down below. Who can the Mavs trade for or sign in upcoming free agency to pair with Luka? You go ahead and let me know what you think in the comments down below, and we'll be back with more Topic Tackle coming soon. As always, stay solid, people.